now that she's all cleaned up, I went ahead and cracked the differential cover, and I was surprised to see there's actually fluid in there. I didn't know if somebody had drained it already or if it was gonna be like mud, but I mean, it ain't pretty, it doesn't look nice, but at least there's fluid in it. I cleaned it all up, just try to get all the nasty dirt and grease build up out of there, and it actually looks like it cleaned up pretty well. I went ahead and took off, phone's about to die, but went ahead and took off this lockout. That way I know what spindle socket, the nut socket to get. And it looks like I'm going to need the 6-point. So my plan is to get these tore down to at least the knuckles, rebuild the kingpins, get crossover arms on them, and then put it all back together. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll probably reuse these hubs and put the 9/16 by 18 thread pitch wheel studs in. That way they'll match the rear. When I go back together, I'm not gonna worry about gears or the axles. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do drivetrain wise in the truck, so I really just wanna get the suspension side of it figured out before I really dig into the gears, because I'm not sure what engine and drivetrain I'm gonna put into it, and when I do, then I'll get axles, differential stuff all figured out. So, cannot wait. Get this thing tore apart, get it underneath the truck, get them bad boys on. Well, got everything drained out, cleaned up, threw some fresh oil in there, sealed her back up. We're gonna leave her at that for now. Now it's time to dig in, get this down to a spindle, try and get these knuckles off. Well, we got these hubs off. We are now down to a spindle. Found one thing pretty interesting on this axle shaft. This one's ground all the way through the splines. And this side, it is not. So snap ring barely even seats. A little bit of bearing spin there. The other side had it up here, but it wasn't too bad. Took the tie rod off. I was kind of worried about how tight these were. Kind of inspected this kingpin, this lower kingpin, and that dust shield there has got a nice hole in it, so I'm sure it's all rusted up, but we'll find out here in a little bit. This one actually moves really free, not too bad. So gonna try to get these spindles off, the axle shafts out, and get these knuckles off. Well, I got these spindles off, and looking by that U-joint, this side's been apart before. It came off right away. I mean, it was a couple smacks of the hammer and fell right off. And it looks like this spindle is somewhat new. I mean, obviously it's not brand new, but it's so much cleaner right there compared to this. And this has got an old style seal. Whereas this one's got like a newer style seal on it. It's actually like drove onto the shaft itself. This one looks like it went over. So I'm not sure which one is correct. Probably this one, since it's probably newer. Yeah, this one took a little bit of persuading and some penetrating oil. I was able to smack it away at the bottom, kind of get my pry bar in there, and then tap it at the top. And I just smacked it here on the brake caliper mounting plate, so I can finally pull those axle shafts. Here we go, down to just the knuckles. I'm really curious how these kingpins are going to turn out. So, I'm really kind of worried about this one, but, you know, everything's repairable at a price, I guess. So, axle shafts, they don't look too bad. Feel like a seal will be able to still seal on that. Other than this groove, that really bugs me. I mean, since I'm not gonna worry about axle shafts right now or the carrier, we'll budget some new shafts and a locking carrier instead of that open carrier. Right now I'm just focused on steering and getting it under the truck. Get them big 40s on it. Knuckles are off. So I was a little worried about how these were going to look once I got everything apart, and they're actually really pretty decently clean. Just looked really bad with the dust cap there on the top. So still can clean all that up. I'm working on right now getting these upper kingpins out. Just torched out this bracket and we'll weld it on there and smack it with a hammer. I tried using the Allen socket and they're in there pretty good, so just gonna do that. Go over here and check out these lower bearings. The one cap that had the hole in it, I was afraid was all corroded and it was hard to turn. Definitely hard to turn. Nasty. The other side still had some grease in it. So everything came apart really easy actually. And then my wheel hubs, got my wheel studs pressed out. Got those on order. So definitely ready to get those back together. Now just to get them kingpins out. Well, the old welding trick worked really nicely. Both came loose without busting my knuckles or pry bar. We ran her hot. Took like not even 5 minutes. It worked perfect. Well, this is where I'm gonna end the video. So next video I'm probably gonna work on getting this all cleaned up, painted, and everything pretty much ready for reassembly.